Yo, guys, how's it going? First night of college football, almost in the books. Kevin Sumlin struggling down in Hawaii. The Arizona Wildcats have one of the worst defenses that I've ever seen in my entire life. Cole McDonald doesn't even have a good arm, and he's still killing the Arizona Wildcats. Khalil Tate is a mess, and it looks like Hawaii might even find a way to beat the Arizona Wildcats. But I'm recording this after Florida Miami. I was just really. I'm going to tell you what I thought about the damn game. I was extremely disappointed in Florida. I don't know why Dan Mullen keeps Felipe Franks out there on the field. This quarterback tonight threw two interceptions. He also had that fumble that was absolutely awful on the handoff exchange. Florida had an opportunity to jump on Miami in the first half. Florida's defense, Jabari Zuniga was everywhere. I think when we look at Florida's defense, I'll tell you the guys that were everywhere tonight on Florida. This guy, Jonathan Greenland, is really a great player. And Jabari Zuniga, even Adam Schuler, they were all getting to the quarterback tonight. Jarren Williams, so in Florida, their defense, Todd Grantham had a very good game. The Miami running back a couple of times, number 13, hurt him in Wildcat, but overall, Todd Grantham had a really good night. But Felipe Franks was just really awful. Florida's offensive line got completely dominated. Florida, when they were getting ready to kick field goals and stuff, they couldn't cooperate and do those things. And this is a second year for Dan Mullen, so I hold him to a higher standard than I do for Manny Diaz, where this is Manny's first game. And Miami came out and they just had all the energy. They had all the juice. Miami had that horrible tackling play on Kadarius Toney, and Kadarius Toney is a really good football player. He's a guy that I think is going to get drafted, and he could be like maybe a Tyreek Hill at the next level. He's just a guy that's really shifty in space, and if he gets to like an Andy Reid, it'll be amazing. Felipe Franks is not a good college quarterback at all. He'll never be elite. And you look at Florida this year, they're going to play LSU. That's a dead loss. You're going to play Georgia, and then you're going to have Tennessee. And I look at Tennessee now as a game that you'll probably lose. So Florida, and then I think you go to South Carolina. So Florida is a 9-3, 8-4. It's an average team. They take a step back. Felipe Franks is just not that guy. You got to get Emory Jones ready. Florida just sucks. Dan Mullen is lame. This offense is not explosive at all. And Florida, I just think that they looked absolutely terrible tonight. They're lucky that they even won. They're so undisciplined. Even their defense with Todd Grantham in the secondary, that pass interference call, it's 4th and 14, and the only thing you have to do is literally don't interfere. It's 4th and a million, and you can't get a penalty. And knowing Florida, they do. Knucklehead, dumb team, and just making dumb mistakes. And this Florida team is going to win on the talent of Jabari Zuniga and Greenland and this defensive line. Felipe Franks is just always an okay quarterback, but they're not going to be special. They're not going to be Georgia. Georgia's going to kill Florida. Georgia will hammer the Florida Gators. The Florida Gators are lucky to survive. They're a crappy football team that's borderline top 25. They're 8-4. They're average team. Dan Mullen last year was good to go 9-3, but he's done absolutely zero improving. He's still the same guy at Mississippi State. He's a bridesmaid. He's not an elite coach. He's a very good coach, and tonight was a great example of it. Let's go to Manny Diaz. I think Manny Diaz has a lot of reason for optimism and upside. Miami was a 7.5-point dog tonight. They played Florida really well. The defense of Manny Diaz is aggressive. I love the turnover chain. The swagger of Miami is awesome. Jarren Williams tonight was pretty bad. It's his first game, but I don't really see him being that great of a college quarterback because he's way too indecisive in the pocket. Even Jake Fromm, even Tua, really good quarterbacks that are freshmen. You can be a good quarterback as a freshman, and tonight Jarren Williams basically had zero good throws. He panicked in the pocket. Dan Enos, who the heck knows if he knows what's going on as an offensive coordinator. I don't think Dan Enos will be there in a year. But I'm definitely on the fence with Dan Enos as an offensive play caller. I just thought that he was flat out putrid. Miami's offense was terrible. Miami's defense saved them in this game. But overall, Miami has really no skill, not a lot of talent. Defensively, they have their talent. Offensively, they're a train wreck. They should have started Tate Martell the entire time. Tate Martell's going to end up being a better quarterback than Jarren Williams. I mean, Tate Martell, they just didn't trust him. But again, they were babies. The play calling of Miami, they barely let Jarren throw the ball deep at all. The play calling by Dan Enos was pathetic. They played to lose the game. The kicker, Bubba, missed that 23-yard field goal. Really upsetting stuff. Miami had this game. Florida was terrible tonight, really sloppy, and Miami couldn't finish this game. Really disappointing. But overall, Manny Diaz has this team playing. Some swagger with Manny Diaz. I think Manny Diaz, when we look at the long run, I think Manny Diaz is going to be a really good coach for Miami. I think he's going to stay here more than 5 years. But tonight with Dan Enos. Dan Enos is on the hot seat. Jarren Williams as a potential starting quarterback. I think that Jarren Williams, too. Is he going to improve from this? Is he going to get better? I mean, he's a freshman, but this is one game. All we have is one sample size, and he did not look good at all tonight. So let's see. Maybe we'll be patient. Maybe he'll get better next game. But for now, Jarren Williams not looking so good. Miami as a whole in the ACC. Now, the ACC sucks. So Miami, I was impressed defensively. They could be an 8-4, 9-3. They're going to do the same thing that Dan Mullen did last year. They're going to have a better record than people think. They're going to beat a meaningless team in a bowl game, and everybody's going to proclaim Miami's back when really we just have to pump the brakes. But overall, with Manny Diaz, I'm really excited about what Manny's doing. Now, for Kevin Sumlin is going to be fired in 2 years. Kevin Sumlin would do well to just sit and do what Chip Kelly did. Go around the booth, do what Tom Crean did. Take a year off and understand that defense is a part of a game in college football. And understand, too, that you're going to need a quarterback that can throw the ball. He needs to know how to run a program better. He had that 1 year with Johnny Football. Other than that, he's been a really crappy coach at the FBS level. He's been at Texas A&M. He's been at Arizona, a place with some historic success, and he's doing a really bad job there. So he needs to get fired within the next 2 years. That will happen. I'm just cutting it to you guys straight. Anyway, that's the recap. The Roverreaction. Florida is terrible this year. 8-4, 9-3. Tennessee's going to beat Florida. Florida's average team, nowhere close to winning the SEC East. They suck. They were lucky to win. Dan Mullen's second year. Felipe Franks isn't any better. He's the same old guy. He's indecisive in the pocket. He makes dumb decisions. He takes forever to throw the damn ball. And even though he has a big arm, that's about it. He can't read a defense and he can't play. That's it. They're not a good team. They suck. They're bad. They're 8-4. They're not special. This ain't Scott Frost here. Even your freaking athletic director wanted to hire Scott Frost over his friend. Dan Mullen's a third choice for a reason. He's an 8-4, 9-3 guy. He ain't going to be with Kirby Smart at the end. He's going to beat up on the East. Missouri sucks. Vanderbilt blows. Kentucky is lame and has a terrible offense. The SEC East is hot garbage. SEC East sucks. Other than Tennessee, other than South Carolina, other than the University of Georgia, the SEC East is flat out horrible. Sucks. Miami, I'm proud of you. You did well. Jarren Williams, not good enough. Dan Enos, not good enough, but we can work with you. This is your first game with Manny Diaz. Your team is fast, plays with tons of energy, has tons of fun and swag. It's a fun team to get behind, but you guys make freaking plays happen. You force a lot of turnovers. Your defense is salty. It is your first game ever, and you're in week 0. I cut you some slack. I'm proud of what you're doing, Manny. Danny, I expected more. Dan Mullen, I expected more. Manny Diaz trending up. Miami going to have a pretty good football season for them.